Well, good Monday morning to you. Welcome to our Monday morning live edition of the Doctor's Nutrition Show. I'm Jim Tabor, your host, along with Doctors Jim and Janine Fox of Doctor's Nutrition, located on Cowan Road, just south of Pass Road in Gulfport. We do this every Monday morning. It is a live call-in show in which we have a topic for you, and we talk about that, give you some things about it and how to deal with that if you are somebody that's dealing with it. Matter of fact, today's show, everybody deals with it. For the most part.
Everybody.
Hopefully. But anyway, you can call in and ask questions, 896-0713 or 800-349-0713. Or if you have a question regarding anything regarding your health, please feel free to call in because that's what this show is all about, living a healthier lifestyle. Today we're talking about something that affects everybody.
Everybody.
Pretty much.
At a lot of different
Mine started
ages.
affecting me in a negative way when I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
When I was 5 years old, I started. It's like my vision started going out. We're talking about vision today.
We're talking about eye health.
Eye health, vision,
Yep.
eye health. But my vision started going to where I had to start wearing glasses.
Yep. A lot of kids do.
Yeah.
And you want to be able to see, so if you do need them, that's one of the good things to do. But that's something that if you do start having any vision changes, or you have a kid that has vision changes, definitely go see an eye doctor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we think it's a good idea. It's just like you have a routine checkup with your primary care or whoever. I think it's a good idea to have an eye exam, even for kids. Whenever they're in school and so on, because sometimes, I had a real good friend when I was in elementary school. And he wasn't doing too well. Okay, come find out he couldn't see the board. He couldn't read it.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. You're the one. Okay, and he couldn't read it. So yeah,
That was me.
they finally figured it. One of his teachers finally figured it out that okay, I don't think he sees too well. So he got to wear glasses. And he was fine after that. So
Yeah, it can make you where you don't do as well in school. It can make you have headaches. So if you have a kid having those problems, bring them and get them checked. Doesn't hurt to go get it checked.
Right.
Yeah,
Really
so
good idea.
that's one of the first things you want to do is check the vision and see where it is, because there are corrections for that. So it's something that makes a big difference.
Yeah. Of course, getting glasses at an early age, kids don't like it because of all the names they call you, 4 eyes.
Oh, yeah.
And all this.
Although today some people wear glasses that don't need them because it's the thing.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
so
cool.
it can be fashion now.
So, but I actually had surgery on mine in 2004. I had the
Okay.
20 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, and I can see fine. I can read and all this
Yeah.
stuff, but my eyes get tired in the evening, and I've got some glasses that are just kind of sharpen things up a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, with eye health, there's a lot of things you can do for the eyes. And the main thing we're going to talk about, because we are not eye doctors and we do not diagnose eye problems, we're really here for the nutrition of the eyes. And nutrition plays a huge role, especially in some of the problems that you get with age.
yeah.
Yep.
I think that's the key, nutrition. We talk about nutrition all the time here.
That's what we do.
And that's what we do, right?
See, it's right
Good
behind
thought.
us, Dr.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Right there. Yeah, the
Nutrition
name.
right there.
Okay, we talk about nutrition and in general, that nutrition can very well help the eyes indirectly and so on, because it helps everything in the body.
Yes.
But there's some few things that are very specific to the eye itself. That's the key. Some of those nutrients are extremely important. Not very well in the diet especially of modern, Americans. We don't eat enough of the foods. We talk about it all the time. Highly colored foods, because those have the antioxidants, blueberries, the blackberries, the strawberries, things like that.
Of course, carrots.
And carrots.
Carrots, vitamin A. One of the things about vitamin A, and it's kind of interesting, when you look at it normally, when you think about they talk about the carrots having vitamin A. Well, they don't. They have beta carotene. Now, problem is, some of us, and I happen to be one of those, who have a double mutation in that gene, just like some have mutations in, say, the methylation process. I have what they call a BCOM1 gene mutation. I don't convert beta carotene to the carotenoids or the actual vitamin A very efficiently.
Yeah.
So therefore, I actually need a little bit of vitamin A.
He has to supplement vitamin A and not just beta carotene.
Right.
And so a lot of people out there are probably like that. You just hadn't had your genetics mapped. And so we do recommend vitamin A for eye health.
Right.
Now, We recommend, most people out there are vitamin D deficient.
Right.
Majority of the people we see, and I mean a high majority, not just 60%, but way high,
Right.
needs to take vitamin D. Well, a lot of people take plain vitamin D. That's one thing we want to stress is you don't want plain vitamin D. You want to take ADK2. Now, depending on how much D you need, and we can look at that and see, and that's what we're there for, is to help each individual figure out how much they need. But it has the A, which activates your D, and then it helps your eyes at the same time, and then it has your K2 that makes you utilize it properly. So the fat solubles are really good to take together. And one of the fat solubles that's not in that group that a lot of people need as well is vitamin E. And vitamin E has been shown to be very helpful for the eyes.
It is.
Whenever I did my blood work, they determined that I needed ADK2
Right.
Once every other day.
Yeah, because you
Plenty for me.
didn't need as much D,
Right.
so therefore we couldn't make you toxic in D to get the other stuff. So
Right.
that's why we did it every other day in you, but you get some stuff in some of the other supplements you take as well.
Right.
So you actually do probably get over 5,000 D, but you take other supplements that have it in there as well, and that's kind of what we're there for, is to figure out what you need for your health, and it does make a big difference.
Sure does. No doubt about it.
Yep.
And of course, a lot of it we talks, to start out with, has a lot to do with your diet.
Oh, big time.
Big time,
But
big
unfortunately,
time.
diets are not what they should be, and that's why most people have to supplement. One big area that is so bad in the diet is omega-3s. There is so much research on eye health and omega-3. The omega-3s are essential for eye health. One of the big things that helps too is dryness, and how many people have dry eyes? So the dryness in the eyes make a big difference with your omega-3. So we do recommend supplementing omega-3 for just about everybody, because we have something that we do called an omega check, and which looks at how much omega-3 you have in relationship to your omega-6. I can honestly say there's never been anybody we've checked, not once, that didn't take omega-3s that had enough omega-3s.
And
Nobody, no matter how good their diet is.
Most of them who take omega-3
Still are low.
still don't have enough omega-3
Because they don't take a high enough
Not taking
dose.
high enough, right?
Yep.
Right.
That's the key.
Or they get the store-bought stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they're just not taking it. Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's
and
just
those
not
are
strong
lower
enough.
strength EPA.
Right.
Exactly.
It's really about the EPA and DHA, and the ones, a lot of times, they're low strength EPA and DHA, and that is actually on that test broke down to see if you're getting enough EPA and DHA, and most people are not.
I take 2 of those every morning and
Yep.
1 at night before I go to bed.
So the
There you
thing
go.
is omega-3s for the eyes, essential.
Definitely. It's 8 minutes after 9 o'clock, 896-0713 or 800-349-0713. We're talking about eye health this morning. If you have any questions about that or anything regarding your health, pick up the phone and give us a call. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And welcome back. 10 minutes after 9 o'clock here on this rainy Monday morning. We're talking about health care for your eyes and things that you need to do at an early age. How early in life should we start taking supplements for our eyes?
I would say probably right after birth. I mean, seriously. I mean, in all practicality, seriously. I mean, that's when our body's rapidly growing. That's when things are developing. That's when the eyes are actually developing. So you got to have those nutrients when the first 3 years of a child's life is probably the most important. Period. Especially for the fat solubles. Your omega-3s, for instance, vitamin E, for instance, those things like that. That's when it's the most important for that child's development, because everything's developing, not just the eyes, but brain, everything else. And that they've shown, research has shown that that first 3 years, the most important in development. So from there, right on up.
Yeah, so you're never too early
No.
to start with eye health. Now, there's no doubt as you age, certain problems start that you need to do extra things for. And like I said, everybody needs the omega-3s. Everybody probably needs the A, E. They know that those, and then of course some of your minerals that are so important, your zinc and selenium, those are all helpful for the eyes as well. So really a good multi is one way of going.
Right.
Now, when you start getting older and you start having other problems, or you even start getting in the 20s and 30s and you want extra help to prevent those problems from when you age, that's when you do something like our ocular support formula. And our ocular support formula has a lot of different stuff in it.
A lot.
It actually has all the nutrients we mentioned, but it doesn't have omega-3. We always do that separately to get a high dose. And then you get your, bilberry and your eyebright and your lutein And I mean, there's
Zeaxanthin.
zeaxanthin.
Yeah.
You actually get all that kind of stuff in with it. Now, lycopene is another one that's really good for the eyes. All your antioxidants. Antioxidants are so important for the eyes because the eyes need high amounts of antioxidants.
Yeah, one of the keys that's actually in ocular support and something that I think really and truly everybody should be taking is the alpha lipoic acid. Because alpha lipoic acid helps keep our glutathione high.
Yep.
And glutathione is the body's natural antioxidant. It's the first line of defense. And it's especially important to the lens of the eye, especially.
Yep.
So we talk about cataracts, things like that. You know, typically we don't think about those till they start developing, and we really should start thinking about those way before they develop.
Yep.
And that's getting that glutathione. That's why it's so important in your diet to eat the sulfur-containing foods,
Right.
like your onions and garlic. I mean, that's how you start anything, isn't it? Onions
Yeah,
and garlic.
I told
And then
him
what
yesterday,
else,
we
right?
eat so much onions and garlic, it ain't even funny.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're really good for.
Does it matter which onions? I mean,
I like the purple ones.
that's the ones I like.
More color.
Well, they have more color.
If
They
you
have
think
a
about
little
it,
bit
the
different
more
antioxidant,
color,
yeah.
usually the more antioxidant effect. But you know, that's one of the things that you want to look at is different colors in,
Right.
in the food.
Just like in the bell peppers, I mean, you got your
Yeah,
orange ones and
you
your
want
red
to do
ones
different
and your
color
yellow
ones.
Right.
Yeah, you want to do different colors. But with the eyes, like I said, big things that we see problems come in. You know, cataracts is a big one. And like I said, if you start young and prevent those cataracts, now you don't want dry eyes, make it worse.
Yep.
Not having enough antioxidants makes it worse. Not having your fish oil makes it worse. So you can prevent cataracts, and we even have some eye drops that we've used for years. We've had a hard time getting them in recently, but I just found a new source because the other company said they don't have them anymore, but it's a carnosine drop. So it's actually L-carnosine, and it definitely helps with, they've done a lot of the research actually in dogs.
Yeah,
Because dogs actually grow cataracts so fast. You know, you see all your older dogs with that cloud over their eyes. So you've seen a lot of research on the L-carnosine for dogs, but yet it's been shown to help in people as well. So we will have those. If we don't have them right now, they are on their way.
Well, I think we've got
they
some
help
in
with
stock.
floaters?
Yeah, we,
Yeah.
we always try to
They
keep
help
in
with
stock.
floaters?
It can. I mean, the thing is just being the overall health stuff can help with floaters, and actually controlling stress can help with floaters.
Well,
and
that's a
speaking of
toughie.
stress, high cortisol is horrible for your eyesight. So
Horrible for everything.
But if you look at it, high cortisol leads to high blood sugar, and they know that's one of the most damaging things that there is for eyes is blood sugar.
Yeah, a lot of times when you go to the eye doctor and he's looking in your eyes, he's looking at what we call the microvascular architecture, those the blood vessels in the back of the eye. He can tell you way before anybody else knows if there's damage done to those little bitty capillaries that are just, I mean, they carry like one blood cell at a time. So they're small and they're easily damaged, and blood sugar is known to be one of the glycation. You know, is the big issue.
So actually, one of the big things for eye health is control your blood sugar.
Exactly.
And we know that, again, around here, the majority of the people are pre-diabetic or diabetic, and even pre-diabetes can actually damage your eyesight. And you talk to any diabetic, they can tell how their sugar is according to how bad their eyes are. And it goes up and down. Like when their sugar is really high, it's bad right then. You can still help that sight and help the eyes by controlling your sugar. So doing things that control the sugar, like the glucose support formula, the berberine, all those can make a difference in eyes by helping blood sugar control. And diet change. Sugar, they know, is damaging to everything in the body, including the eyes. So that's one thing. Watch your sugar, lower your sugar intake, even if you're not diabetic. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference.
It
Makes
does.
a huge difference, right?
It does. I mean, people don't think about problems until they start, and that's kind of we kind of preach all the time about prevention.
Right.
You don't want to wait until you have a problem. You want to do something before the problem starts.
And see, and it's not always necessarily hereditary to have bad vision.
No, you could actually be the first.
Because exactly, which is what happened with me. My dad had great, perfect vision all the way up until he was in his 60s.
Yep.
And my mother didn't start wearing glasses until probably in her 40s.
Yeah.
And
Like I said, you can be the first in something. I mean, yes, some things can be hereditary, but you know, don't be the first in your
they
family.
blame me for sitting too close to watch the television. I know.
I used to hear that a lot, but
Don't sit too close to the television.
Now, another big problem that we see come in is eye pressure.
right.
People's been told the pressures in their eyes are elevating. And one of the things that we've seen make the biggest difference in pressure, especially if you do a high enough dose, is liposomal vitamin C. And there's a lot out there about that. And I've even had an eye doctor tell somebody you can't take enough vitamin C, it'll give you diarrhea to help the pressure. And I'm like, yeah, but you can do it in liposomal form, because then you can get the high enough level to help it. And usually with our liposomal C, if somebody has glaucoma and the high eye pressure, the pressures are starting to go up, we do at least a tablespoon, and maybe even a tablespoon twice a day, which is actually a very high dose. But it makes a huge difference. People can't believe that the pressure changes that they get when they go back to the eye doctor.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, 17 minutes after 9 o'clock, 896-0713 or 800-349-0713. Our phone lines are open to you. We're talking about eye health. We'll come back with our final break and a look at this week's special. And welcome back. It's almost 20 minutes after 9 o'clock here on this Monday morning, and we're talking about eye health. Are there any, well, I'll tell you what, before we ask this question, let's go ahead and look at what our special of the week is.
Of course, is ocular support formula. And just like we talked about earlier, the ocular support formula it actually exceeds, everybody out there talks about that AREDS study, and it exceeds by far what's on that study.
Yes.
So it does give you some beta carotene, it does give you a little bit of E, it does give you zinc, it does give you some of the nutrients, and at the same time, it does the lutein, the zeaxanthin, it has bilberry, eye bright, alpha lipoic acid, a little bit of glutathione, so it has a lot. There's a lot in it. It's way exceeds a lot of the products out there for eye health. And it is made to take 3 a day. So the formula is 90 in a bottle, and it's made to take about 3 a day. So that's one that pretty much people can start. And we made it to add to a multi so that you wouldn't get too much zinc and too much stuff if you added it to a multi.
Right.
So that's kind of how we put ocular support formula together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've already talked about foods that are good for you.
Oh yeah, all the bright colored.
All the bright colors.
All the bright colored fruits and vegetables are really good for eyesight. And like I said, controlling stress, controlling blood sugar, I mean, all that plays a role. And like I said, if you have dry eyes, at least use some of the lubricants in it, in your eyes. And even the carnosine drops that I told you about has lubricants in it. So it has both. It has the carnosine, but then it has the lubricants as well, so that you can keep those dry eyes better. Even something like primrose oil, which is an omega-6, does help dry eyes, but the omega-3 I would do first. So definitely omega-3 before omega-6, but we do have both. And after menopause, some of the women that get really dry eyes, we even have some of the E3 cream that you can use to actually help with that too.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that you can do to protect your eyes, and most people wait until there's a problem.
Yeah, I always say, and some people look at me kind of strange when I say this, but I say, normally, we take better care of our cars than we do our health. Mm-hmm. Because, you'll have the oil change, check the tires, all that good stuff, Well, what about your health? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm still fine. Okay, and those are the ones that run along and then have a big flat tire.
Right.
I mean, a major flat tire, okay? And so they really should be something you should be checking.
And eyes are important. If you think, if you can't see, it's hard. There's a lot of people out there that can't see. I think the statistics on blindness are huge and more than you think.
Yeah.
And
I had written some down. Approximately 6 million Americans have vision loss.
Yep.
Yeah.
1 million have blindness. More than 1.6 million Americans who are living with vision loss or blindness are younger than the age of 40.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Right.
eye problems are big, and we tell people if you start having any issue, go see your eye doctor.
And what do they tell you about
Let them look in your eyes and see what they see, because they can actually tell things.
And what's the one thing that we've always heard about the eye? The eyes are the window to the soul, right? So they're the window to the rest of your body. So when the eyes are going, you can imagine what's happening to the rest of the body. Mm-hmm. Just imagine. So that's the kind of the key that the takeaway, if you will, is pay attention to the eyes, eye health, and hopefully you're going to be taking care of the rest of your body's health.
And one of the big conditions that we haven't mentioned that you see as people get older is the macular degeneration.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt the ocular support formula is very good for prevention of that. So again, prevention. So if you do have it, if everybody in your family gets it, you might want to start taking it younger. Don't wait until you have a problem.
I was going to say, usually you get that later in life because it's kind of age-related, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But
Okay.
Something about they're going to level with us about
Listen,
Mardi
Docs,
Gras.
I'm going to level with you here. Mardi Gras is right around the corner. It's my favorite holiday. Now, let's say I plan on partaking in a little bit of adult hydration. What's the best way to avoid a hangover that would knock me out faster than Tyson versus Frazier in 1986?
Okay,
That's got to be the most creative question.
That's got to be. That has to win something, right? Okay. Let's take that for just a second. For every adult beverage that one consumes, one must consume that much water. Okay.
Yeah.
If you do that, I don't care how much adult beverage you consume, because you're going to spend so much time going to the bathroom, you're going to walk a lot of it all. But you're going to stay well hydrated, and then make sure that you're taking an extremely good amount of the B vitamins.
The B vitamins and your minerals.
Right.
So I would say our B complex plus and mega minerals are the two things that I would do kind of for prevention. And there's even, definitely in fluids.
Well, water is a biggie.
Dehydration is one reason you feel so bad afterwards.
That's right.
Now, we actually never recommend over drinking, but if you're going to, that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And if you're going to the parade tomorrow and you're going to be indulging in the beverages like that,
right.
Don't get overindulged in public, because law enforcement is going to be everywhere tomorrow.
Yeah. So don't get in trouble.
No, don't want to get in trouble.
Have fun.
Have fun, but don't get in trouble.
Have a lot of fun. Enjoy Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
But try to stay out of
the weather should be cleared out by tomorrow.
Oh, it's going to be gorgeous tomorrow. It's going to be cold, but gorgeous. Yeah. So that'll be good.
That's perfect.
Okay, so next week, we've got about a minute left, but next week.
Next week, we're going to be talking about blood work, and even more advanced blood work than normal, for really looking at that cardiovascular risk. And then on the risk, what you can do for certain problems nutritionally to help reverse it. Because that's why we do the lab work, is because you can change it, even if it is actually genetics. So there's things that you can do to change it. And again, we talk about prevention, and you want to know the risk factors before there's a problem. You don't want to just wait until there's a problem and you go have a test and say, oh, I have a blockage. And you don't want to, if you go have that test at 20, they're not going to show a blockage. At 20, we do see some of those risk factors that show later in life it's going to come if you don't do something different.
The thing, it is just like the eyes. A lot of these problems that'll start, say, when you're 20 or even younger, don't manifest themselves for 20, 30 years. And the same thing with the heart. So the eyes, the heart, all the body.
And it is Heart Month.
Yeah,
February is Heart Month. So that's one reason we wanted to make sure we got that show in during February, so that everybody could know about things they can do. And part of what we're going to talk about more in depth is that omega check, because that plays a huge role in cardiovascular risk.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other tests that'll be on.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff.
A lot of things on there that you may have never heard of.
Right.
But it's very important.
And surely probably have never had done.
I'll promise you that.
And probably within the next few weeks, I'm going to be getting my yearly blood work done. So we'll see that and see.
And we talked about him doing the super cardiac panel, which is what we're going to talk about next week.
Yeah, because that heart issues do run in my dad's side of the family.
Well, ultimately, we all die from a heart attack. Heart stops.
Our heart.
But I mean, but we want to push that off as long as we can. Right. Okay.
I want to mention too. Congratulations, your YouTube channel just hit over 1,000 subscribers.
And we just started it not long ago. So.
About a month ago.
So go subscribe, make it higher.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff on there, and also as well as their Facebook page, their website. And if you live out of the area and there's something that you want to order, go on the website and order it. They'll be glad to ship it to you anyway. So be careful out there. Don't get too crazy with the alcoholic beverages, but have some fun. And we will see you again next Monday morning for another edition of the Doctor's Nutrition Show. Take care.
For more information on highlighting your business and services on Healthy Living South Mississippi, contact Jim Tabor at 896-1313.